Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so of course I made a video earlier, Laker Mavs chat video, where I kind of broke down the rumor that's out there about Kyrie Irving trying to recruit LeBron James potentially to the Dallas Mavericks, and listen to a little chatter just now. A few people were talking about the conversation, and different people had different points. Excuse me, of take on that points of view, rather. And for me, I just look at the situation. I say, what I didn't necessarily discuss in the previous video was, how does this look to Lakers fans if LeBron James is indeed on his way out to a different team? What's the overall sentiment on my end, I guess? Not necessarily representing the entire Laker nation, but myself. And for me, I wrestle. You guys follow me, so you know this already, but I wrestle with the idea of how much I should appreciate, and I mean appreciate in a million different ways, but like more so just continue to want LeBron James on the team. You know what I mean? Not as it pertains to whether or not I like the star or not. Like, of course he's a great star, great player, great guy. We like having him in our uniform. That's not even the conversation, but more so about in terms of structuring the team going forward. Is it best for me to have him as my number one or number two guy? I wrestle with that because I really don't know. Now, if he can be on my team, just on the team, of course, yeah, I want LeBron James on the team every year. No matter what version of LeBron James he's going to be, I want him on my roster because he's LeBron James. But, as it pertains to how much he's supposed to represent in winning, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother story. Like, for me right now, of course, I'm going to respect him like a superstar, and he's going to have his say-so. He's going to get his looks. He's going to be a part of my offense. He's going to be important on defense. He's going to have a role that is starting on any team that he's a part of. He's going to get his 30 minutes a game. He's going to be able to shoot the shots he wants to take. He's going to be in the offense as a prominent role. It's like, I'm not demoting LeBron James, but the problem for me is, what do I need next to him at this point to put me in a position to beat the Joker, to beat Miami, or whoever's going to be in the finals next year? And to me, I don't really know how to answer that because I don't really know what to expect from the King. Now, if he's going to come back and be a top 10 player next year, not have any issues with the foot, and look like he did in 2021, like he did before the injury, then yeah, I'd like that player to come back. I'm open-minded to guys who've been taking care of their bodies as much as he has, being able to give me something longer than maybe somebody else who didn't take care of their body like him, or not built like him. So I think LeBron James can be a good player at 38, 39 years of age. I think LeBron James can be a all-star at 40. I do think that. It's just about how is he going to come back from the foot, and what is he going to be able to be as a piece of a championship team. Now, if I want him to be my number one overall star, are my expectations still for him to lead me to a chip? I think he's answered that question. If he's supposed to be the number two guy, is the expectation that within that role he can lead us to a chip? I think we just answered that question. So now it's like, okay, how further down the depth chart do I need to move him for us to be champs? And is that possible based on his salary? If I need to bring him Kyrie Irving and bring him Anthony Davis just for us to be champions, then he's probably not able to give me what I need. That's what that tells me. So it becomes a situation where it's like, damn, you're being disrespectful to the King. Damn, you're not respecting what he can do. Damn, you're really not taking into account this dude is still better than 90% of the league. Damn, it's like that is coming into play. And it's like, yes, I hear those arguments and I believe in those arguments, which is why I wrestle with this conversation. But at the same time, it's like he is also 38. He is also someone who's had like multiple season-ending injuries in our uniform. And we've only had one championship, one finals appearance. And so it's like, not only are we paying him, but we're paying Anthony Davis too. So it's like, come on now. How much am I wrong for being okay with moving on from this scenario? That's what I have to ask you all. How wrong am I for saying I'm pleased with my ring in 2020 and now I'm ready to move on into the future with new players on my team? When does that become a thing where it's okay to do that? And it seems like as long as LeBron James is on your team, it really never is. And I don't I don't really believe in that. Not really. I don't really believe in that, and that's the problem. So for me, that's the answer to the question. I like having LeBron James on my team. I feel great that LeBron's on the team. I feel better that I come off as somebody who's happy with LeBron James. If my thought can be clear, I feel better with people seeing me as somebody who's happy with LeBron on the team because I think that's the right way to feel. Because you got a player like that, everybody wish they had him on the team. They got guys who love LeBron James more than anything in the world, and they wish he would just put on their uniform for 5 minutes so they could have their life complete. Like, I respect the level this guy has been at and the way people love this dude and idolize him. So it's like, when I look at that, it's like, oh, for sure, I need to capture the moment and say, yo, we need to keep this guy as long as we can. He ain't going to be here forever. That's the only thing that matters. Let's just be right about keeping Bron because this is a moment in time. All that other legacy stuff that is important. But I'm kind of just a Laker fan, dude. I'm telling you I am. I tell you I am. And so for me, it's like, I kind of want my organization to be cool more than I care about that other stuff. I kind of want to see other guys still be able to keep my team in contention so that we can have championships in the future, because that's really what drives this person. So it's never about the name on the back, and so you're talking to somebody who had to watch us trade Shaquille. You feel me? Like, I had a problem with that. I had a life-size Shaq, figure on my wall. I had to rip that down after we traded him to the Heat. I still hate the Heat because of that. I hated the Heat before Bron even got there because we traded Shaq to the Heat. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, this stuff runs way deeper than LeBron James' legacy, bro. I'm a Laker dude. And so for me, it's like, what's going to make us the best we can be so that the years that I have on this earth being a Laker fan don't suck in the future because of the era that we were trying to cater to the king. And so for me, it's like, that's more important to me. That's more important to me than even coming off as somebody who appreciates the great LeBron James, because I really do appreciate the great LeBron James, but not nearly as much as I appreciate what I actually am in love with, which is the Lakers. So what I'm supposed to say? That I'm happy with tanking my team because this guy has earned the right to do that over time in other uniforms? Because in Miami and Cleveland, he was like the best thing we ever seen. So now that he gets to put on my uniform as a legacy, respect to his legacy, and as a result, I gotta forget that my intention is to see my team win championships for the next several years? Or I gotta psych myself into believing that he gives me the best possible chance to do so, but we keep falling short? And so it's just like, yo, I can't pretend to care about stuff I don't care about, man. And as it pertains to whether one player is best to have his legacy fulfilled where he wants to be, and it happened to be my uniform, I tell you the truth, that ain't going to take precedent over us having a fleet full of young players that can usher us into the next years going forward. You know what I mean? Now, for player fans who love LeBron, you're on a different side of the spectrum, and we just can't meet. We have different interests. You feel me? We're just not going to be on the same page. And because of that, I take what comes with that. When we got to depart, I respect that y'all going to hate us again. Or if he does stay on the team, I respect that y'all going to be on our side. You know what I mean? And all of that's cool. But at the end of the day, when it comes to what's best for the team, when we start talking about, do I need to let go of Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura to keep LeBron happy, then I start saying no, because I'm interested in what is best for Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves as it pertains to being Lakers too. And LeBron James ain't the only person. He ain't the only main character here. You know what I mean? There are other guys that we genuinely want to see happy just like we want to see Bron happy. So it's like, if what makes him happy is going to worsen the rest of the squad and make it so that the team ain't best, then as a fan, I'm not going to want that. So that's what it really comes down to. I'm not going to want that. Now, if it leads to us getting a championship, I'll accept it. That's kind of why I've accepted it thus far, because we won in 2020. Had we not won in 2020, this would have been a different conversation already. We would have been talking about getting rid of this guy. So that's what it comes down to. It ain't deeper than he's going to make up a great deal of our cap, and he is aging rather rapidly. And while he wants to be here, I feel appreciative and honored, and he is a part of the family as it pertains to us being a championship, having him be a champion in our uniform. So it's not like he has to earn his love or respect here or something like that. But as it pertains to us being overly devoted to him like he is and his team is to him, Clutch is to him, that's just not a realistic desire for us to manifest from within. That's not how that works. We're not going to want that. What we're going to want is for us to be cool. And if that happens to align with him and Clutch, then that's perfect. We're happy with that. But not at our own detriment. Not at the future, being kicked to the wayside so that he can fulfill his dream as a Laker. No. The answer is no. So, I have mixed feelings, man. I kind of want this to end this year. I kind of want us to trade him before he decides to retire in our uniform. And I know that's snotty of me because it's like, yo, he is family. What you talking about? Don't you want, But it's like, yo, but when he leaves, bro, when we do have that wonderful moment, he goes off into the sunset and gets to like live out his dreams as a retired Laker. You know what we end up being? Whatever the hell we not. If we trade him for something that gets us back that young pieces that I know we should probably be doing this year before it gets to a point where we can't trade him. And so while you look at Kyrie and say, yo, why are you trying to take LeBron from us? Why would you ever do that? Why would you poach LeBron to Dallas? I think if you're a Laker fan, a part of you says, yo, Kyrie is doing you the biggest favor because he's going to get you something for LeBron James. And ain't no other path to you trading LeBron James for the requisite pieces necessary to take back the future that he can represent. As you let him play out his career and finish out his contract like we're intending to, you're probably going to be in a situation where you're not going to recoup that value. He retires and you are left with nothing. And all this talk about people not being happy with D'Lo not being re-signed, we don't want him to walk. We're talking about LeBron James, and we're talking about the LA Lakers actively and consciously walking into this. So for me, it's like, nah, bro. Look, as a cutthroat, diehard Laker fan, I trade anybody twice to make sure we have a future, buddy. I kid you not. So I ain't really on board with the plan because I know the plan leaves us at a disadvantage where we're going to suck for a couple years without young talent when, it really ain't about the name on the back of the jerseys, if not for the overall just respect for a guy who's done so much in a damn different uniform. And that is key. Because if he did everything he did for the Lakers and he gave us all the championships that he gave the Heat and the Cavaliers, then it's like for sure. Hey, yo, he's like Kobe. He gave us his entire career. He did it all here. That's us. We invested in his success based on that overwhelming intention toward the Lakers' success. He ain't been trying to give us no success. No disrespect to himself or no, it wasn't his choice. He was where he was drafted. He was where he was going. But, you know what I'm saying? We were the ones didn't beat every Christmas because he was kicking our butt. Like, I wasn't happy with none of that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, look, I can honor him that now he's in our uniform and has helped us win. But it's sort of like I look at Rondo's career. It's like, yo, he's like Rondo. He gave the Celtics one first, then he came here, gave us one, we love him. So it's like, come on now. You know what I mean? You want me to kind of give him the Kobe treatment or the James Worthy or the Magic Johnson treatment. We can't do that because there were people who did that. You know what I'm saying? What makes the energy that we gave them real is the fact that it was all encompassing their entire career. And so it's like LeBron's going to want a respect from the Lakers that cannot come to him based on just the realness of the Lakers. We're real. We're not fake, fam. That's what it is. We ain't fake, fam. That's what it is, Bron. We ain't fake. There's many people out, they fake, they don't, you know what I mean? They're going to sit up here and celebrate you based on successes that they didn't celebrate along the way. We ain't like that, bro. Just like we don't want to have revisionist history as it pertains to going back celebrating championships that we didn't get a chance to celebrate in 2020. We have a hard time celebrating people who were trying to beat us for the last 20 years. Like, literally, bro. So there has to be some caterance and some understanding that this guy was dominating the league, going to the finals every year. And he's going to have circumstances where when he goes to certain teams, it's going to be ops like that who are going to love that he's here now, but they're going to remember that we was fighting this dude every year and he was getting the best of teams. You know what I'm saying? He was getting the best of them. Albeit in the Eastern Conference, but people were left sad because he was successful. So it's like a lot of us ain't forgot that, and it's hard for us to embrace him now. And a lot of us understand that, Kobe wasn't getting the love he was supposed to get a lot of time because they were trying to usher in the new wave of him. And so it's like it's a lot of that ain't gonna go away. There's no way for that to go away. And if you want us to celebrate him like he's Kobe, that ain't going to be real. We ain't going to be able to manifest that based on the realities of the circumstances. So that's what it actually is for me as a 25, 30-year Laker fan who watched his entire career, who watched Kobe's entire career all my life. You want me to just up and just hand the keys over to the car to LeBron as it pertains to me being okay with not recouping any value for the most valuable player in the entire league? Let's not rule that out. He can garner me a record-breaking return. And I'm supposed to let him walk for legacy? When I ain't even got my picks? I ain't got my picks because I went and brought him what he wanted? So now I don't have a future because of him, and I'm not supposed to go get one either. It's like, man, look, that type of respect is reserved to somebody who gave us 20 years and 5 championships, bro. And people don't want to be compared to guys, but I'm sorry. You got Cleveland that love you like that. You got Miami that love you like that because they got jerseys. Banners in the rafters to represent that love, fam. We got one. And about 4 years where things did not go right. Half the time we run a small ball. Coaches weren't doing things that made any damn sense. Team looked bad. Come on, man. And you want us to just be like, yep, that's who we need to make sure that we usher out into the universe as a great Laker because, well, that's just what he's owed. Okay. Maybe he's owed that. But I don't think that I have that to give when I also have to consider that I'm the Los Angeles Lakers and I'm going to need to be a champion long after he retires. I'm going to need, the media is going to be looking at me for the big draw, and I didn't put no new talent on my team because I was too busy living with LeBron James in the past. And that's what it's going to be. They're going to be looking at you like, Lakers, where the talent at? We want to talk about you every day because we can't talk about the Nuggets every day and anybody will care. So where the talent at? Well, I know where it's at. We mortgaged all of it for yesteryear. And so for me, it's like, look, I don't think the greatest thing to do is to just up and trade LeBron James for a multitude of reasons. But for the Lakers, based on what we're dealing with, it probably is the move. You definitely think about it at least. If it makes sense, if you can get the right return, you probably do it because you give yourself an opportunity to not fall off a cliff if the man ups and retires or has a season-ending injury that ultimately sends him into retirement. You know what I mean? But I think people are more so concerned about becoming enemies with Clutch. I think people are more so concerned with becoming enemies with LeBron. And because of it, they'll let the basketball team kind of take some steps in the wrong direction to keep from, waging war against this dude. And my thing is, if that's what the fear is, if that's what they're looking at, then that's just what it is. But I don't have to be happy about it as a fan, and I certainly don't have to support it. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker supporter. I want to see the team do well. Whoever's on the team, I want to see them do well, but not at the expense of everybody else on the other team. Or no, same team, rather. So we got to make sense of what we're doing and don't mortgage any more of our future for circumstances that will leave us coming up short just to make people happy. Literally, don't. Because what you're going to end up making unhappy is the fans that you want to pay for all of this. So I understand there are a lot of Laker fans who want LeBron James to stay and they think that's the best course of action. And for them, I say that's cool. I don't have a whole lot of evidence against that other than the injuries. We've been a very good team when he's here. He's been a very good pro and he's given us everything he's got. Down to the very last game, he played 48 minutes. So it's not like he ain't deliberately going out of his way to show us that he wants to be a part of what we're doing. It's not about that. It ain't never about that. This is more so along the lines of what KD was talking about. The circus around the king, that's what's in play. That's what's in play when you hear stories like this. Kyrie's coming out like, man, that's clutching them, man. Come on. So look, at the end of the day, for me, it's a lot of agent games, a lot of different things that the NBA is trying to do. I just look at it from a fan's perspective and I say, whatever's going to make my team worse is the thing I don't want. Whatever's going to make us most successful, short and long term in balance, it's the best thing for my team, man. That's it. And as far as I could tell, it's very hard to see clearly when you're looking at the NBA and what it is that takes to make a team champion. So, for all I know, you run out there with the same team this year and have much greater results and you end up an NBA champion. I think our team is probably good enough to do that, to be honest with you. But I just think we're one rolled ankle away from never seeing LeBron James play basketball for our team again. And that makes me think that trading him is probably the smartest scenario for our team. Probably the smartest scenario, man. He's 38 and a half years of age, y'all. So he's in great shape. I think he'll come back from the foot injury. Maybe he shocks the world and plays till he's 47, and you look stupid for letting him go at 38. I mean, it's a lot of different ways this can go. It can go that way. But what I'm telling you is, it's more than likely not to, and it's more than likely have it so that you're sitting there with a guy who can't do what you're paying him to do, with the expectations that he's going to be able to do those things and not being able to deliver, man. So if y'all signing up to be falling short, that's probably what it is. Look, I'm a Laker fan to the day I die, man. No matter who's going to be in the uniform, I've already gone through the worst of it. I rooted for Sacre and Kendall Marshall. It don't get much worse than that. But what I'm telling you is this. If the Lakers don't want to revisit those times, they're going to have to make sense of the assets they have now, so that you don't usher yourself into a situation where you're without later on. Now, however you do that, that's your business, Rob Pelinka. But that is what we want here on this channel. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I'm sorry if I come off ridiculously disrespectful, or as if my mind can't, actually fathom the greatness of LeBron James. Maybe it's a greater science than my brain can fathom. Hey, I don't rule nothing out when you talk about those levels of greatness. But what I'm saying is, I got to look at it from my lens. And from my lens, as somebody who's also 38, it just gets to a point where it's like we're asking that body to do too much. And the expectations are being piled on even more so. It's been a long time of him dealing with this type of pressure. And I don't think it just gets better. I don't think it gets better. I really don't. People handle things for a long period of time, but it just gets to a point where you get tired of the same old thing every year. And I'm just wondering if LeBron James still really is in the business of wanting to take on that pressure. People assume that just because you've been dealing with it your whole life, you want to continue to deal with it in year 21. So I don't know that he wants to deal with it in year 21. And so that's where I'm at with LeBron as well. It's like I'm starting to sense that he don't really love what he's doing like that anymore. And when you start sensing that, then it's like, I don't know if I'm on to something or if I'm tripping. But it's something about LeBron James' energy this year. At times, it just felt like he was forcing himself to give enough rather than having a passion for actually doing so. Just moments, certain moments where I'm just like, I don't think he wants to do what is needed to do to be who he needs to be on this court today. And that don't come from a person physically not being able to do it no more, in my opinion. That comes from just mentally being like, bro, I'm tired of this. I'm tired. So I was trying to explain to a friend of mine about my own life. It's like, she's a much younger person. She's 11 years younger than me. So she doesn't see the fatigue, so to speak, or to look forward and see how tired you're going to be tomorrow because of what it takes to do what you got to do today. When you're younger, it's like, yeah, for sure, let's start over and do it. When you're 38 and you see the effort you need to put in to do what you got to do at 38, you start looking at what you're going to look like at 42 and how tired you're going to be by 42. And all of those different types of things are real when you get to this age. So it's like, yo, Bron, I know that you may be tired of this. And I also know it may not be in your best interest to tell anybody that at all. Because they all, even the closest people to you, have you not being tired, vested in them being successful. And that pressure from the homies can be the biggest pressure of it all. That's what I sense from a distant far, that he's trying to keep doing what it keeps so that everybody else who's in place of power can keep on their position of power. Because once he steps out the way, I don't know if everybody's still going to be in position to do the things they've been doing. And that, my friends, is also an aspect of the situation I don't think it's talked about a lot. Bron trying to do it for the fam. Bro, but the fam has their own agenda at times. And sometimes it leaves your team without what it needs to make you be the best guy you need to be. So I've been sensing that type of thing. And I ain't heard nobody talk about that but me. But I'm just saying. It ain't like there's a disconnect between him and his friends. It's just that you trying, you know what I mean? You trying to hold up the gang. And when I say gang, I say it in the most respectful way. But you trying to keep everybody straight. You know what I mean? You trying to make sure that everybody can still have the leverage to do what it is that they do next to you. And if you're not in there on the Lakers doing that thing you do, then they probably don't have that type of leverage. So it's like, I think Bron doing a little bit of that this season. And it's all like, I'm going to stay a Laker. I don't know if I'm still happy being a Laker. I'm not sure I'm even happy playing ball like this. Like, you know, I kind of want to just watch Bronny and watch my sons ball now, but I got to go and do the Laker thing. So it's like, I personally think LeBron James may be dealing with a little bit something like that going on. I mean, somewhere in that range. And I think retirement might not be something that my speculation in this situation won't cure or just fix for a little. Even taking a year off, like a Tom Brady type thing or whatever, just come back like Mike did, come back. But for him at this age, that's a risk. You do that at 31, 32. You don't necessarily do that at 38. So if he walks away, he probably should be certain that he's ready to walk away permanently just in case his body doesn't allow him to do that. So this is where we're at, man. This is where we're at. No matter what the Lakers do, you only got one more year of this, which is why you do it now, because next year there's not going to be a possibility to trade him. So everybody's going to do things the way they think is best. Sometimes you leave stuff like this on the table so that you can look your best. And I think that's what Genie's probably doing. Like, yeah, we can get that value, but it probably looks better to just not be enemies with LeBron James. And so I think LeBron's going to have to make a decision. I don't think anybody's going to do nothing that betters them at his expense. I really don't, man. I don't think anybody's going to do anything that betters them at his expense, because it's just, you look bad. Even me, I'm telling y'all, I feel like I look bad talking about LeBron James this way, but I try to articulate it in such a way to say the presence of that is a problem in and of itself. It's like, yo, I got to be able to do something to help myself if I got LeBron on the team. I can't just be sitting here, you know, going down with the ship just to be honorable to the king. I mean, God, we're going down together. I'm not helping him win. So that's what it really comes down to in the end. Can I bring a championship team to the king? And if so, when I do so, will I not regret it in the end if he doesn't deliver? VDL 44, I thank you all for watching.